Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Hoffman of enlighteninglife.com, and I want to thank you for watching my 1-hour video on 5 steps to creating true love now. And you learned in the video the difference between true love and false love. And I wanted to share something important with you. Whether or not you decide to take the Raise Your Love Vibes 7 Weeks to Creating True Love by Becoming the One course, which is available here, I want to share this lesson with you, which is one of the lessons. In fact, it's one of the first lessons in the Raise Your Love Vibes course, because it's the reason why the relationships can be so disappointing and why they often end, and you wonder why, because you thought everything was going great. And this lesson is about expectations and assumptions. So an expectation is a belief that things are going to work out in a certain way. And an assumption is used to underscore that belief. So I believe it's going to work out a certain way, and I just know it's going to work out that way. If you think of expectations and assumptions as kind of a plan A for something, and with your assumption you have no plan B, you are absolutely certain that something is going to work out a certain way. And while that can be a good thing, you can have confidence, when an assumption underscores an expectation, especially in relationships, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble, and relationships end, and then you wonder why. So I'm very well known for using my props in videos, so I'm going to use a prop. So say this is the path of a relationship, and you start over here. Now you're in a relationship, and you're so excited and you're so happy because you found someone, you're in love, and you just think everything's going to go great, and you have all these hopes for the future. Well, I'm going to use this rubber band. I know I could use an extra hand here. I'm going to use this rubber band to look at the path of expectation. So here you are in the relationship, and maybe you're just at the beginning of the relationship. So we're going to set our expectations here. And initially, you don't have any expectations. You're just in the relationship, and you met someone, and things are going great. Well, as you proceed in the relationship, all of a sudden something happens. We're going to have a long-term relationship. Maybe we'll get married. We'll have children. We'll have this great life. And guess where you are? So technically, you're at the beginning of the relationship, but your expectations are out here. And the farther you go in the relationship, you don't catch up to the expectations. They actually continue to move forward. So we're going to buy a house in the country. We're going to travel the world. We're going to go old together. We're going to retire. You're all the way out here in your expectation, but in your relationship, you're still, oops, I didn't mean to do that. You're still in the beginning. So here's why broken hearts hurt. So your expectations can only carry the relationship for a while. Eventually something happens. If the relationship does not catch up to your expectations, doesn't start meeting your expectations, so some point in the relationship, maybe the person decides they don't want to be with you, or they don't want to have a future with you, or they meet someone else and they like that person better. What happens is your relationship is so powered by the expectations that what breaks your heart, and this is going to hurt, what breaks your heart is when the relationship ends, the expectations snap back, and that's what hurts. So you get in a relationship, you create all these expectations, and unless that person has those same expectations and you walk the path together and you eventually catch up to those expectations, when the relationship ends, boom, that snaps back because the expectations are gone, and that's what breaks your heart. So it doesn't mean it hurts any less. It just means that the reason that it hurts so much is because you had this entire relationship based on expectation and not based on the reality of what was happening in the actual relationship itself. And we can get caught up in relationships. We're in love, we're happy, we have somebody in our lives, and we have all these plans that we can move forward with now. But the problem is that when you are in that expectation state, you're not in the relationship. You're in the expectation of what might happen and the assumption of that it should happen and it has to happen because you don't have another plan for your life. You don't want another relationship. You want this one. So when your relationship is built on expectations, there is no reality under the expectation. It's all a big dream. And when you wake up from the dream, there's nothing to hold the expectation out here because the other person was holding up, the expectation and the anticipation of having that future. So it all just snaps back, and now there's no relationship, and you're left with a broken heart and a lot of unmet expectations. So what the disappointment from relationships really is your unmet expectations, your desire to have the dream, to have the vision, to have everything, and then nothing happens. So when you're going into relationships, watch your expectations. And instead of having these expectations that take you way out here, you can plan for the future, but you need to stay grounded in the reality of what's happening to you in the present. And one of the ways you can do that in my Raise Your Love Vibes course, to create true love by becoming the one, is to become firmly grounded in your own energy. So where you have the expectation of a relationship, but you have all the foundation in place. You know what you want. You have clarity about the kind of relationship you want. You have good boundaries. You have good non-negotiables and priorities. And I go through that extensively in the course because it's so important to be grounded in your own reality. And then you can create a relationship that's stable and solid with someone who isn't going to have you create a lot of expectations by yourself and hope they happen, but by someone who day by day walks that path with you so that you build the path of your relationship together. And you can only do that when you've healed your own hurts and pains and disappointments, when you have cleared your own path of your bad or disappointing relationship past, so you truly go into a relationship with, and this is one of the lessons in the course, a love basket that has all of the anticipations and the hopes and the dreams and the strong and powerful energies that are going to empower you in relationship, rather than the hurt and pain and disappointment and the unmet expectations from all your past relationships that you hope somebody else will heal and make whole for you. So I hope you decide to take the course. It's a great course. It's one of my favorites. There's great testimonials on the page. You can find it at enlighteninglife.com/love. And I look forward to seeing you in the course. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing so much more of this information on how you can create true love in your life by becoming the one and create the love life that you deserve and that will make your heart sing with joy. This is Jennifer Hoffman. Thank you.